Hello, Algebra 1. Today we are reviewing for our quiz, so let's get started. We are going to run through each of the topics you should see on your quiz. First, we're going to talk about writing equations in point slope and slope-intercept form. So our first problem, we notice that we have 2 points here, and you should check there aren't any matching pairs, the x's aren't the same, and the y's aren't the same. We're also told point-slope form, so that tells us yes, we do need to find our slope first. All right, so to do that, we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And watch that double minus there. And 22 minus 14 is an 8. Negative 8 minus a negative 2, that becomes a negative 6. And 8 over negative 6 is negative 4/3. Now that we have our slope, we can go ahead and write PSF using a point of our choice. So I'm just going to use this first one, and we'll do y and the opposite of our y coordinate, so minus 14 equals our slope, and then x, and then the opposite of our x coordinate, so plus 2. And there's your point slope form. We aren't distributing or solving this because point slope, P for leave it in parentheses. All right, so moving on, remember if a problem has the y-intercept, which always starts with a 0 comma, you can skip point slope and go right to slope-intercept form. All right, so if we look at number 2, 3, and 4 here, the only one of those situations that applies is with number 3. You can see we have this 0 comma negative 9. So to go straight to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, I'm just going to plug the m and the b in. So this will be a y equals negative 2x, and then my b is a minus 9. These other two problems, both number 2 and 4, we will have to do point slope form first because we do not have this y-intercept. All right, so we'll start with y minus 8 equals my slope is 1/3, and then x plus 3. That's point slope. Now I'll distribute. Since I want slope-intercept, I will need to solve this. 1/3 times 3 is just 1. And then remember, we want y by itself, so we're going to add 8 to both sides. So that's a y equals 1/3 x. 1 plus 8 is 9. And there you go. All right, let's try it again with number 4. But notice this time we will have to find our slope because we have 2 points. All right, so we'll do y2 minus y1, which is negative 2 minus negative 3 over x2 minus x1, 5 minus 2. Negative 2 minus negative 3 is a 1. 5 minus 2 is a 3. So we have a slope of 1/3. Again, we cannot go straight to slope-intercept form because we don't have our y-intercept. So instead, we'll just pick a point. I'm going to go with this one. And we'll start in PSF, point slope form. Y, and then the opposite of our y coordinate, equals our slope, x, and then the opposite of our x coordinate. Now I'll go ahead and distribute. 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. 1/3 times negative 2 is just negative 2/3. We can see that here. You will have to math bracket. Okay, and then we are solving for y, so I'll go ahead and subtract my 3 over. I can do all of that with my calculator. Negative 2/3, and I'm just subtracting 3. So I can see right away it's negative 11/3. And that is your slope-intercept form. All right, moving on to a new topic, writing equations of horizontal and vertical lines. This was a lesson that we just went over. So remember, Hivix is what we're talking about here. Horizontals are y equals and verticals are x equals. Write the equation of the lines given the below points. Notice it doesn't specify what type of equation you should be writing, point slope or slope intercept. So that tells you this is something a little different. The other thing that shows you this is you have both of your x's are 8s. So we're just going to write this as x equals 8. and both of our y's are 5 in this problem. And so our equation is just y equals 5. Okay, again, it's x because x comes first in our ordered pair, and then these are y's because y comes second in our ordered pair. There's no need to find the slope for these types of problems. All right, now let's go ahead and write the equation of these lines. Again, Hivix is what we care about here. So for example, line M is vertical. So that means it is an x equals, and it passes through 7. So x equals 7 it is. Line A is horizontal. Horizontals are y equals. So we'll put a y equals, and it passes through 3. Okay, y equals 3. Line T, vertical. So again, that's going to be x equals. And it goes through -4 on that x-axis. So we just put that there. And then finally, H is a y equals because it is a horizontal line. And it also goes through -4, but on the y-axis. All right, so that's it for horizontal and vertical lines. The last thing that we have to discuss are writing equations of parallel lines, and then we're just going to look at a word problem. Write the equation of a line that is parallel to y equals 5x minus 12 and goes through the point -210. Write your equation in point slope form. So this is the form that we want, and they've given us this point, so the only other thing we need is the slope. Remember, the slope we are going to take from our given equation here, because if we're dealing with parallel lines, our slope will be the same. So all you have to do is look at this equation right here and tell me what your slope is. That's going to be a 5. So now all we have is a slope of 5, and we have this point right here, and I write point slope form. Y minus 10 equals my slope, and then x plus 2. I'm not distributing or solving this because it is asking for point slope form. All right, next, Carmen's mom is making spaghetti for the Warren spaghetti dinner. When Carmen comes home, her mom has made 4 servings of spaghetti. 4 hours later, she has made 52 servings. So we're going to start off by writing our ordered pair. The servings of spaghetti depend on the time that Carmen's mom has been cooking. Because of that, it means spaghetti is dependent and time is independent. This means that time will come first in our ordered pair. So when Carmen comes home, her mom has made 4 servings of spaghetti. This is like our starting point. So we're actually going to put a 0 for time and 4 servings of spaghetti. 4 hours later, okay, so that's a 4 for time, she has made 52 servings. And now I can go ahead and find the rate, which again is just the same as the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be a 48 over 4, which is 12, and our unit would be servings of spaghetti per hour. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that describes this situation. Well, it's up to you. You do have your y-intercept, so we can go straight to our equation if we would like, because again, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. So I can go ahead and do a 12x plus my b value would be 4. However, if you would prefer to do point slope form, y minus 52 equals my slope, x minus 4. If we distribute this, we get a minus 48 and add our 52 over, you do get the exact same thing. So it is personal preference. Certainly using slope-intercept form first will be faster. All right, and finally, if Cammie's mom has made 100 servings of spaghetti, how long has she been cooking? Well, servings of spaghetti, if you look back up at our points, that was our y coordinate. So we're just going to take the 100 and it's getting plugged in place of y in our equation. Okay, so I have this, and then this is something we've learned to solve in previous units. We'll go ahead and subtract our 4 over, which gives us 96 equals 12x, and then divide by our 12, which gives us 8. And this is time, so 8 hours would be your answer. All right, hopefully that was some handy review for your quiz. I hope you have a great day.